I think I got my thing mounted so that I can drive without a problem. Let me make sure it's in there. Okay, good. I have been. This is my third like car mount that I have had. It is so annoying. It is so damn annoying. I just keep trying to find the right fit, and I'm not finding the right fit yet. This one is sitting up in front of my driver's wheel. I don't know that I like that, but it can be considered a distraction. But anyway, I am doing this stream, and I was just thinking. I was watching a video, and this chick was talking about stay-at-home girlfriend, and I don't know some of the stuff that I see people put out here. It got me thinking. Um, I think for some reason, a lot of women we think that we're supposed to have ease and be given stuff, and I think there's been like part of a culture that has promoted like a kind of laziness, you know, a form of laziness, like a easy out. There's no easy out. This is America. This is a superpower. This is a wealthy country. And so I think that sometimes some of the stuff that, they promote on TV, on the internet, people don't talk about all the time. They don't talk about the price that you have to pay to enjoy some of this stuff. There's a cost to everything. Nothing's easy and nothing's free. So I just dropped my daughter off at school, and it's just very interesting um, because I see myself in a lot of the parents. Then there's plenty of parents that um, particularly that go to my daughter's school. The parents are professors at Emory, where they had the shooting the other day. A lot of the parents um, are administrators at the CDC. They work at the CDC. A lot of these people have high incomes, but then there's also a whole segment of them that works from home, and so they have the freedom. So when you see the parents come in the morning time, you'll notice most of them are my age. Whether it's a handful of black parents and predominantly Jewish and white parents, but a lot of them are dressed in a very relaxed way. You can tell they're not part of the 9 to 5 rush, 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 go to work. You can just tell. Um, Parents are up there riding bicycles with baskets with the kid in the basket. You know, it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe, and moms coming in yoga outfits and stuff. It's just different. Um, it's not your typical environment, and I look at it. I'm like, a lot of the parents are great. They have the parents are in their 40s and they have a 5-year old. You know, the parents are in their mid 40s and they have a 7-year old. So a lot of the parents, what I'm trying to say is there's a price to pay for just these lifestyles of ease and staying at home and working from home. There's a price that has been paid for a lot of that. And I think that people, I'm talking about for everyday people. We're not talking about celebrities, right? We're not talking about celebrities. For everyday people, this lifestyle of ease and suburb life, there is a price that people have had to pay to enjoy that. And so a lot of the parents that are coming to the school, and you can tell they're riding bicycles and walking their kid, and they're walking home slowly. They don't care. They've paid their dues. And a lot of people don't see that. They just see like social media stuff where you have this woman and she's in this nice house and somebody's just taking care of her and everything is just fine and lovely. No, there are so many bills and responsibilities and a lot of stuff to keep that together. You know, the minivan, somebody's paying for that. The gas, the groceries, all that cooking and this and that. There's money behind all of that. So what I'm saying is it's a lot deeper than people think. You know, people see stuff on the surface, but they don't see the mechanisms behind it. A lot of those parents that are able to work from home because they have these executive positions at Emory and the CDC that goes to my daughter's school, a lot of those parents, they pick their kids up every day, they wear jeans every day, and all of that type of stuff. But what you don't understand is they had to pay the price. Men and women, mom and dad, they paid a price to be in that situation. They paid a price. And that price was having to go to school and having to get a master's degree, a PhD. A lot of those parents have doctorate degrees that I'm dropping my daughter off at that school. That gray on their head, the parents are gray. They're 40, 45 with 5 year olds and 7 year olds. You know, there's a price that's been paid for that. So it's very much a rarity when you see these, like, 20 something, 30 something. That's rare. That is really an exception to the rule. And it's too bad that on social media, when you look at the vast amount of so-called stay-at-home moms and work from home moms, whether they're professionals or not, when you look on the internet, they're selling this 20 something, 30 something. That's just not realistic. When I look at all the stay-at-home moms that I'm coming in contact with, work from home moms, these are actually women who have a career, have had a career, put it on hold and focusing on family for a period of time. And that means a certain amount of trust that they have to have for that second income. And so one of the things that I was looking at the other day is my husband's aunt. Okay. My husband's aunt, I'm trying to help her get, I'm working with the family to try to help get her into a nursing home. I'm going down paths I've never gone down before. I'm learning stuff I never learned before. And it's getting me thinking. I mean, when you're in your 30s or 40s, you don't think about retirement. You got to participate in it, but you don't think about it. You don't think about Social Security. You don't think about, oh well, how am I going to deal with inflation when I get older? Where's the extra money? You don't think about budgeting per se in all the details. And if you did, man, it would. If we were thinking about that stuff in our 30s and 40s, man, we'd be living totally different. And that's one thing that came to my mind. So the other day I went into my just yesterday, I went and I looked at my Social Security. Um just because I never looked before. I never knew. You know. They were saying, in order to help Auntie, you gotta get her Social Security, how much money she makes and that. I'm like, what? I never even thought, it's gotta be deposited into a bank account and we need proof and evidence that she has X number of dollars before she can be placed in a facility. I never thought about um, you know, I had never thought about Social Security. Have I paid into it? How much have I paid into it? Do I have enough so-called credits? What are credits? What benefits do I get? And I'm just talking about Social Security. It's never crossed my mind before. I've been paying into it, but I didn't look at it. And so that's something to think about too. This is what really sparked my conversation. I was just looking at a video, and this woman was talking about being a stay-at-home girlfriend. And then you can do that. You can be a lazy woman, and you don't want to work, or you think you're so cute. You know, you don't have much substance maybe to your life, and the only thing you want to do is be somebody's girlfriend, and you think that being somebody's girlfriend is going to get you. Oh goodness, how does this work? Okay, I guess I go behind her. I never seen it this packed before. So you think that this is going to sustain your life? right? But I never thought about it. The stay-at-home girlfriend and the stay-at-home mom, she basically, oh, you bitch, you fucking bitch. I went around to make room for her, and then she got her ass in the line. What a cracker. What a cracker. Anyway, um, so that's what I got. Yeah, I got to stop being nice to people like that. That's funny. Anyway, so a woman who is a stay-at-home girlfriend, a stay-at-home mom, that's something she's got to contend with. So there's no easy out here. It's not. Just something as simple as retirement funds, retirement savings, and Social Security. If you don't work, you don't have any credits. Okay? You haven't paid into anything. And so when you get to be 60 something, you don't automatically get Social Security and the benefits. You don't. And if you haven't paid into your retirement and you haven't worked and saved and invested as a woman, like I said, there's just no easy out. There's no easy out. And so it's kind of crazy when you think about people are selling these ideas that they're selling, oh, that's the life, stay at home mom. Nobody's talking about the fact that this broad that's staying at home. There's a lot of realities that you don't realize. Nobody's talking about the fact that she will possibly face financial ruin. That in her name, there's nothing in the United States government that says you get Medicare and Social Security when you get old, right? Health coverage when you get old. There's no safeguard there because you haven't, excuse me, you haven't paid into anything. You haven't paid your due. You haven't bought into the retirement system that the United States government has guaranteed for everybody, Medicare and Medicaid. And why do I even care? Because before I was like, Medicare, who cares about that, right? But I did not realize how integrated the system is. Your retirement plan, if you work for the government, okay, is going to funnel through the Social Security system. It's funneling together in some strange way. I thought it was two different entities. I thought there was like this private thing, and then there's this, you get private health care, and then you get the public health care, public being Medicare. They fuse that shit together under United Healthcare. I'm like, oh my God. So now I kind of see why dude got shot. I'm not being funny, but you're playing with people's Medicare. That's their only like fallback. And it's Medicare combined with what you've worked for. And so all of this is blowing my mind. I never needed to think about any of this. So these women who are delusional, who think that you're not going to pay a price, that it doesn't cost. Oh, it's for real. And we've seen plenty of videos where women have talked about how, they turn 40 and the husband's cheating or he's abusive, particularly white women. And he's, trading them in slowly. And by the time the kids, for a new model, by the time the kids go to college, by the time the kids go to college, he's not even around. He's got a second apartment. Kind of reminds me of like Anton. You see how Anton is? He's acting like a white man. That's how white men do. They get a second apartment,
Hello,
someplace
thank you for
they
choosing
go.
Starbucks today. I can help you.
Hi, yes. Can I get a matcha frappuccino?
What size
Uh,
for you?
venti.
Anything else?
That's it.
Alrighty, let's see 675.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anton's doing the same thing. He done went and got an alternative apartment, living separate from his family. White men do shit like that. They'll go get a side apartment or they'll have a mistress. and they'll get the mistress her own place. These are things that if you are a stay-at-home mom and you don't have your own money, you don't have your own money, you don't have your own retirement, everything's in his name. He's the one with the credit. You haven't even worked for your own credit. You haven't established your credit. Um, what I'm gonna say is this: lazy women will suffer. You got to put some time in, and I just think that it's faulty to even consider being a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home girlfriend, if you haven't established yourself. And I'm not gonna put age on it because there are people who can make a lot of money at a young age. You know, they can make a lot of money at a young age. Okay. Do y'all see this dude right here? This is a woke white area. And so what happens is every so often, um, because these people are bleeding heart liberals, they're the type that if you just stand there, they'll hand you like $100. So it encourages, unfortunately, unfortunately, it encourages bumming. So we have a white bum here who is hoping to probably make him $300 or $400 in an hour. So
Good morning.
good morning.
675 for you.
All right.
Alright, can I ask you a quick question, like always? Like the time? 37 seconds.
All right.
Yeah. We'll wait on that mama probably. Here's that straw when I finish it up.
All right. Thank you. I quit going to the I quit going to the Starbucks by my business because um they had somebody.
Here we go.
Thank you so much. All right. They had a tranny and he has on like a dress. They have a tranny and he has on like a dress. And I was just like, I'm not doing that, buddy. I am not doing that. So it's kind of gross, you know. Go ahead, girl. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive around to since I'm close by, I'm gonna see a few things. I think I'm gonna go live. I I'm trying to be nice. I should just say that. I'm trying to be nice. I'm gonna go around to my school where I graduated from. It's close. Well, undergrad. I'm gonna go by there because I think that the reality is a lot of women they just want to be lazy and they don't want to pay the cost. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think in order for you to be a stay-at-home mom, you're probably gonna have to end up being an older woman. Um, that's just the truth. Because anything else would be reckless for your personal life. You're gonna need to be a woman who's probably got an education, like for real. Because if something happens to that man, and not only that, it's just a vulnerable place to be trying to be dependent on somebody. Oh my gosh, I gotta put this. See what I'm talking about? This thing, this phone stand is getting on my nerves. Okay, so this is Decatur, and so I'm gonna go through the area, and then I'm gonna see the John Lewis. I don't got shit I gotta do today. Actually, I do have to cook some stuff. I'm gonna be cooking my ass off today, but I might listen to music. But I think that a stay-at-home mom, I think you need to be a woman who has a college degree. I think you need to be a woman who is definitely paid into Social Security, meaning you have a fucking job, you got your ass out here, and you actually fucking worked, and you did something with yourself. Um, to whom much is given, much is expected. You can't just jump out here and rely completely on a man and want to be lazy. And let me say something: being a stay-at-home mom, whether you work or not, like a job from home, you are not the princess people try to paint on the internet. Like, they be trying to paint lies, like you just sit around drinking champagne and wearing the best clothes every day. And cleaning is fun. I spent like hours yesterday cleaning the damn bathroom. Okay, hours. And then I said to my husband, I said, "Do you mind doing the shower for me?" Because I've been spending a lot of time with his auntie. So it's kind of thrown my schedule off. But this idea that you just sit around and you do nothing, that's bullshit. I could afford to get my old housekeeper back. I could definitely afford it. But even in this economy, I could. But I feel like that would be some sorry ass shit. I had a housekeeper all them years, and I feel like that's why I let her go because I was like, I'm at home. That doesn't make sense. That just looks like some sorry ass shit. I do see how it could be practical as fuck because you actually have a lot of stuff that you are actually doing. I'm running a business from home, but you know, um, I had this one customer I think I was about to lose yesterday. I've been so focused on family, so focused on these, trying to get auntie set up to be in the old folks home. That's part of being a wife. When family's in trouble, you got to show up. The man got to, your man has got to go to work. He don't have time to talk to social workers and tour uh, nursing homes, and this is women folk stuff. It's the women that are going to decide whether the facility is clean, acceptable, and all that. And so it's on me to do that, and it's not a burden at all. It's something I do gladly. That is the role of a wife, to do elder care. A lot of people don't think about this stuff. We've Hollywoodized. All these niggas keep talking about is somebody gonna fix me a sandwich, cook me something, clean up after me. Man, there's so much more to a wife. These people be talking about vetting, and you talking about a stay-at-home mother. That's a really high quality woman. And they want to get these third world bitches. They don't know nothing about no elder care when your mama is sick and they gotta help her navigate a system. They be thinking silly. He's a silly man. You want some third world bitch that can't read? No. You need an intelligent, educated woman who knows how. She has technical skills. She know how to get on the internet. She know how to find stuff. She know how to engage the government, call Social Security Department, right? She knows how to get documentation. This is what you need. And that's what I'm saying. This whole stay-at-home mom, work from home, you got to have an educated woman to do that. I was listening to this chick. She's getting a degree, but the degree she chose is not the type of job. And so you got to even be smart enough to say, I want to be a work from home woman. We'll just call her that because she ain't got no children and she don't have no husband. She wants to be a work from home woman. You probably gonna have to be educated, or you're gonna be doing some low tier data entry, billing type stuff. She is trying to be a social worker. Bitch, you can't be no social worker behind no computer at your house. Social workers are in the field. Why would you major in something that you can't fucking do from home? It's lazy, if you ask me. Fucking lazy. That's some lazy ass shit. There's too many lazy women out here. You're gonna have to pay your fucking dues. And these men thinking they're gonna, just pick these dumb broads and she's gonna be cute with a little butt and she's gonna be a good stay-at-home mom. The bitch will be done. That lifestyle, honestly, is gonna be them Becky's that's doing that and the black women that's doing that. I'm telling you, they're probably likely very educated, intelligent women who paid their dues. They have paid into the system. They've been working, and they have something they can fall back on. They've got their own credit, and they've established themselves in the world. And so, I just find it very interesting that that's not the type of women that are being portrayed when we talk about stay-at-home moms or work from home wives and all of that type of stuff. They're showing ditzy people, dumbass people. And like I said before, for men who have that ideal, you're probably looking in the wrong area. You're probably looking in the wrong pot. Let me put this damn drink down. I'm trying to get to my former to I to bring down the. That's what I do. I fight Confederacy um, in Georgia, and so I want to see one of the fruits of my labor. I want to see how we took down. Y'all type it in Google. You can see all the news articles. But we banned the John Lewis statue there. So I'm gonna go see it today for the first time. But right now I'm going through the women's college that I graduated from undergraduate. Undergraduate. I'm just going by there. I haven't. I've been. I think I went like one time a year or so ago. But I went to a women's college called Agnes Scott College in Decatur here, and this school is expensive as fuck. It's considered among the Ivy League. It is not an Ivy League, but it's considered among them. Um, and it's predominantly white women. When I last time I came, I think I was what is it? And most of these women, let me say that a lot of these women that come to this school, their only goal is to get a husband of a certain stature because the husbands are looking for the girls with the basket weaving degrees. Yeah, so that's what a lot of the white women that come here, their whole goal is by the time before they graduate to find a husband. That's half of them. And then the other half are actually ambitious women. But that's what I'm saying. Um, this stay at home who's paid some dues. It can't be a lazy, stupid woman. And anybody thinks that's a good idea. You want to have children with a woman who wants shortcuts and she doesn't want to work and she doesn't want to think and she doesn't want to pay into anything. I mean, who wants a woman who's dumb enough that she don't have no? I'm just saying, it's like this ditzy stuff. I don't understand what they're selling. In real life, to all the women that I'm seeing when I pick my daughter up, stay at home mom, and all that type of stuff, they're exercising, they're doing yoga and all that stuff. But these are women that are educated. The average stay at home mom is not some broad who's just lazy and didn't want to go to college. That's just not it. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go through here, and this is the school across the street, Agnes Scott College. I may get out for a moment. Let me see if they're doing construction or not. I don't know. Let's see here. So this is the college I went to. That's the KISS Center. Ooh, look at it. Ah, la la. That is it. Let me see if I can park over here somewhere and get out for a moment. Mm. Yeah, I can park right here. Okay, Inman Hall. That's where I lived when I went here. I went to Inman Hall, and I want to show briefly. I'm gonna show the place where when you. Let me see if I can switch my earbud. Hold on. Let's see here. But yeah, a lot of these women they come here to get a husband. Okay, I want to put in this one. I'm gonna take a switch. Okay, hopefully my earbud. Hopefully it picks up. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna quick tour, and then we're gonna go to Decatur. I got some time today, and then I'm going home and cook. I was gonna go penny shopping, couponing and shit, but I was like, I don't feel like it. I really don't feel like it. Okay, so this is Inman Hall. This is where I stayed. when I was at Agnes Scott, the women's college. So this is it. The campus is pretty big. It looks like Harry Potter. The whole damn thing. It's very old looking. It has that look. But I'm not going to go into too many of the buildings. I guess they're in class right now. What time is it? Yeah, they're in class. But each class only has like, shoot, how many? I think on the average, each class, the girls have probably 12 to 20 per class, and we have the most eccentric professors. They're very eccentric people, true academics. So this is Evans Dining Hall. Well, I'll go through that, and then I'll show the library I lived in. I literally lived in the library. But this is on some Harry Potter type shit right here. This right here is Evans Hall. It's a cafeteria. It looks like a church, but it's a cafeteria. That's where you eat all your meals. So I'm going to show the place they have where girls used to get thrown into the water because they were trying to get engaged. And so you can sit outside and eat. So these are the gardens in the back. And so they've changed the tradition. I guess they've had a feminist takeover. But I'll show you where they had a fountain and a pool. Robert Frost. But this is a tradition. Pretty cool. That door right there, that door right there, if a girl said she was getting engaged, they would have her in the dining hall. A group of her friends would announce that she was engaged, and they would get on top of the tables, and they would bang, 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 stomp, stomp, stomp on top of the tables. And then they would march her, pick her up, march her through this grass this way, down these stairs, and this right here used to be a fountain, a pool, and they would throw her in. All they gotta do is remove that carpet or whatever that is. They would throw them in there. That was an Agnes Scott tradition. Apparently, they have decided to stop doing that tradition. Maybe they have something new, but since the beginning of this school, that's how it was. Because this was actually a finishing school. This was a school where you took womanly arts. These southern plantation owners sent their daughters here so that they could rub elbows with the elite. And so Agnes Scott used to have balls where they would invite all the prestigious southern gentlemen to come to dances, formal dances, where you dress really nicely. And that's how that used to be. Because the goal, it used to be, if you see some of the pictures, was to be a finishing school where you could be married. But it's evolved into the World for Women, a feminist college, a place where women come to build their leadership skills. That's exactly what it is now. And so you'll see a lot of women who are dynamic, They start nonprofits. They go out into the science field. They have a science center here. So it's evolved into something very, very unique for women, especially in the South, especially in the South. And so this here is um, Evans Dining Hall. This is Evans Dining Hall, and they have weddings here because it's so beautiful. I don't think anywhere in America has such a beautiful dining hall. It looks like, let me see which door. That's right, it's the left door, I believe. That's always open. It's one door that's open. They may have put new security up now. Oh, they got new security measures. That Emory shit got people. They have the doors locked now?
I don't know why it's locked.
Is it because of the security from
No,
down?
anyone haven't locked that.
Oh,
Anyone's
okay.
available yet. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. You're right. It looks like they don't collect money for paper anymore. They used to do that. It looks like it's gonna rain. Whew, I better get to the downtown area. Yeah, it looks like it's about to rain, so I better hurry up and get down there. I can't believe it. It's like I graduated from here more than 20 years ago. Let's see. So I'm class of 2003, and it's 2025. So yeah, 24. God damn. I graduated from here 24 years ago. Undergrad. Wow. I'm getting up there in age, huh? Wow. I didn't even think about it like that. The crazy thing is, ain't nothing changed but the damn furniture inside the dining hall. Ain't nothing else changed. I'm not trying to be funny, but even the whiteness is pretty fucking white. I only seen like two blacks so far. Oh, that's new. They got hammocks on the trees. Interesting. Wow, 24 years. Jeez, it went by fast. Man, you better live your best life because days turn into decades. Whew, days turn into decades, baby. Ah, they ring that bell. They ring that bell for certain. They got a lot of traditions here. A lot of old schools have a lot of traditions. This is called the loop. This is called the loop. So it's just a whole bunch of really old buildings. They all look like churches, but they're classrooms. And like I said, this is a dorm room. That's my dorms right there, Inman Hall. I was on the second floor. But boy, you got to pay your dues. So any men who are looking for uneducated women to be stay-at-home moms, they're kind of stupid if you ask me. A bitch got to do something. That's me, Volkswagen. Yeah, yeah. I love my German cars. All right, I'm gonna end here and then I'll pick up in a minute. Going to the Decatur. I'll be back live in about 5 minutes at a park. Then sexy about watching me pay for parking. They go pouring out. Look at them. They're pouring out. They finish breakfast. They're going to class. I ain't seen no black women. Lord have mercy. This shit done got real white. It wasn't that black then, but we had some. I ain't seen very many at all. I only seen two black women. God damn. Anyway. All right, so I'm going to pick this up in a moment. You said these are the leisures of being a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, yeah, it is. I can just pick any day and do whatever I want to do. But I didn't pay my dues. Trust me now. I didn't pay my dues. All right, I'm gonna pick this up at Decatur. I'm gonna go live over there. All right, see y'all in a minute.